Let's be honest, power outages are inevitable, and they don't care about your plans. Last year, over 70% of major blackouts were triggered by fierce weather. So what's your game plan when the grid fails this winter? Are you truly ready? Picture this days, maybe even weeks, trapped in freezing temperatures with no heat, a chilling thought, isn't it? The reality is, disasters are striking more frequently, and if one hits you in the dead of winter, the results could be catastrophic. This goes far beyond inconvenience, it's a question of survival. You need to act now, not later. In the coming minutes, I'm going to lay out the 8 essential items you'll want to have on hand during a winter power outage. These aren't just nice-to-haves, they're lifesavers. Forget about hoping for the best. Hope won't keep you warm. It's time to get serious about your safety and comfort. Stick around because ignoring this could leave you in the cold. Literally. Let's dive into the list and get you prepped for whatever winter decides to throw your way. 8. Alright, let's dive into the unsung hero of power outages, Tealight Candles. If you haven't loaded up on these little gems yet, you're seriously underestimating one of the most versatile survival tools out there. Think of them as the Swiss Army knife of candles. They're small, cheap, and unbelievably resourceful. If you're not buying these by the hundreds, you're doing it wrong. Trust me, you want a bulk pack of 50 or even 100. Check out the Higa Essentials 100 pack. They're insanely affordable and can burn for hours. First, let's talk about lighting. In the pitch black of a power outage, scattering tea lights around your home can create a cozy, warm ambience. They're not just there to look pretty, they'll actually help you forget the power's out. But lighting is just scratching the surface of what these little candles can do. Here's the kicker: tea lights can also cook your food. Yes, really, I've experimented with cooking using these candles, and it's impressive. Imagine your power's out, yet there you are, heating up some soup or a can of beans using nothing but tea lights. I've even dedicated an entire video to this little miracle. It's a game changer to be able to prepare a hot meal when the electricity's out, and these candles make it happen. But wait, there's more. Tea lights can also be used to create a flower pot heater, and let me tell you, this hack is pure magic. If you missed my previous video on this, here's the quick version. Grab a cookie sheet, flip it upside down, and set about 10 to 12 tea lights underneath a flower pot that's propped up on canning rings or something similar. After 15 to 20 minutes, that flower pot will be blazing hot, too hot to touch. It becomes a mini heater that can take the chill out of a small room. This isn't some flaky DIY hack, this really works. Imagine it's the dead of winter, the power's out, but you've got your flower pot heater warming things up. Who needs a generator when you've got tea lights and a flower pot? Let's face it, when disaster strikes, you need to be prepared to fend for yourself. Stockpile as many tea lights as you can cram into your cupboards. When the power goes out, they'll be invaluable for light, heat, and even cooking. You'll be ahead of the game, and while your neighbors are shivering in the dark, you'll be warm and whipping up hot meals. They'll be knocking at your door, wondering how you're still warm and cooking in the blackout, and you'll just smile, knowing it's all thanks to your stash of tea lights. So go all in on these multi-purpose wonders. They're cheap, effective, and could be the difference between a miserable and a manageable power outage this winter. Don't say I didn't warn you. Stock up now, and thank me later. 7. Alright, listen up, because this is crucial. If you haven't added a propane stove to your emergency gear for power outages, you're missing a massive trick. I'm not exaggerating here. This is an absolute must-have for any winter power outage scenario. Imagine when the grid fails, your electric stove's about as useful as a brick. You need a reliable way to cook meals, boil water, or even heat up a hot drink to fight off the chill. The answer? A trusty propane stove. Let me tell you, the Coleman propane stove is the gold standard for portable cooking. This baby is built tough and can withstand just about anything. And the best part, it's incredibly user-friendly. You don't need any survivalist skills to operate it. Just attach a propane tank, ignite it, and voila, you've got instant heat. And here's the kicker: propane is far more dependable than other fuels like gasoline, especially when disaster strikes. Propane can sit unused for years and still perform flawlessly when you need it. Gasoline? It degrades over time, leaving you high and dry when you need it most. So by choosing propane, you're already ahead of the curve. But wait, it gets better. This isn't just a one-trick pony for heating soup. Nope, you can actually prepare substantial meals on this thing. Whether you want to whip up pancakes, sizzle some bacon, or boil water for pasta, the Coleman stove handles it all. The flame control is top-notch, allowing you to simmer, boil, fry, whatever your culinary heart desires. Think of it as having a full kitchen in a compact little package. If the power outage drags on, this stove ensures you and your family aren't stuck eating cold canned goods. And remember, when it's freezing outside, hot water isn't just for tea. It's invaluable for filling hot water bottles to keep warm at night or for cleaning dishes when the electric water heater's on the fritz. This stove is your lifeline when the temperatures drop, and you need more than just basic survival. If space is a concern, go for a single-burner Coleman stove. But if you've got room, the two-burner model is a game-changer. You'll be cooking like a master chef, even when the world outside feels like the Arctic. So if you're still propane-less, fix that today. Stock up on a few extra propane tanks while you're at it. They're simple to store and can last through multiple outages. When your neighbors are stuck eating cold beans, you'll be savoring a warm, home-cooked meal like everything's just fine. 6. When the lights flicker off and your stove becomes a useless hunk of metal, do you really want to be scrambling to figure out your meals? Absolutely not. This is where ready-to-eat foods come in as your ultimate lifeline. And no, I'm not talking about tasteless emergency rations that make you wish you'd starve instead. I'm talking about delicious, shelf-stable goodies that you can tear open and devour right out of the can. No cooking, no hassle, just pure, satisfying nourishment to keep you fueled and focused. So, what should be in your power outage pantry? Think 4-bean salad, corned beef, antipasto, grilled mackerel fillets, olives, beets, and of course, some sturdy crackers. These are not just survival staples, they're gourmet treats that require zero refrigeration, which is critical when you have no idea how long you'll be off the grid. I personally hit up Costco for my ready-to-eat stash because buying in bulk saves a ton of cash and keeps you well stocked for any unforeseen blackouts. Now picture this: the power's out, the temperature's dropping, but you're inside enjoying a spread of corned beef on crackers with olives and antipasto on the side. Sounds like a dream, right? While everyone else is scavenging their pantries for something edible, you're indulging in a cozy indoor picnic. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, all thanks to your foresight and a well-stocked pantry. These meals are ready to eat, saving you from the stress and hassle of trying to cook with limited resources. Let's be honest, when the power's been out for days and stress levels are peaking, having a stash of ready-to-eat foods is a sanity saver. It's one less thing to worry about when the world feels like it's spiraling into chaos. Here's a pro tip: make sure you have a manual can opener at the ready. You don't want to gaze longingly at your stockpile of cans only to realize you can't open them because your electric can opener is as useless as your microwave. A sturdy manual opener is a small investment that pays huge dividends in a crisis. So here's the game plan: start building your collection of ready-to-eat foods now. Mix it up to avoid food fatigue after a few days of eating the same thing. These foods have impressively long shelf lives, so even if you don't need them now, they're perfect for future emergencies or even just a lazy day when cooking feels like too much effort. 5. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty about surviving a winter power outage. Water. This is non-negotiable, folks. If you think a couple of water bottles in your fridge is enough, think again. When the power cuts out, there's a real risk your water supply could either dry up or become contaminated. The thought of running out of drinking water in the middle of a chaos-filled blackout is a nightmare you don't want. You need at least 1 gallon of water per person each day for drinking, cooking, and basic hygiene. And that's bare minimum. Don't forget to count in your pets too. So, how do you stockpile this life-saving resource? Your best bet is to invest in some serious water storage containers. I'm talking about those hefty 7-gallon aquatainers. You can grab them from Walmart or Amazon, and they're perfect for this job. Stackable, durable, and equipped with a handy spigot, they let you dispense water without spilling precious drops. Fill these up and stash them in your garage or closet, and when the taps stop running, you'll be patting yourself on the back for your foresight. But let's not kid ourselves, water storage is just part of the puzzle. You need a backup plan in case your stash runs low, and that's where water purification tablets come in. These little lifesavers are indispensable. Even if you've got a stockpile, if the water becomes contaminated, it's as good as useless, or worse, it could make you ill. You need a way to make any available water safe, whether it's from a stream, melted snow, or your bathtub if you filled it ahead of time. Aquatabs are your go-to here. Tiny and lightweight, they purify water in about 30 minutes. Just drop one into a liter of water, wait, and boom, safe drinking water. Toss a pack into your emergency kit, and they'll be good for years. This is your insurance policy for when things go south. Even if you're confident in your stored supply, unpredictable outages can derail the best plans. Here's a solid tip: fill up every container in your house before the power goes out: pitchers, pots, even your bathtub. If the water supply is cut, you'll have a buffer to tide you over while you get things sorted. Use this extra water for cleaning, cooking, or even flushing toilets if it comes to that. So don't gamble with your water needs. Start preparing now. Stock up on storage containers and purification tablets today. When the lights go out and the water stops running, you'll be thanking yourself for the foresight. It's peace of mind in a bottle, and trust me, it's worth every penny. 4. All right, let's get real about one of the biggest concerns during a power outage: all that valuable food in your freezer. Imagine losing hundreds of dollars in groceries just because the power decides to take a vacation. With prices spiking, that's a nightmare you don't want. So what's the plan? Rubbermaid tubs. Not just any old bins, but the tough-as-nails kind, like the Rubbermaid Roughneck storage totes. These tubs are like the tanks of storage solutions, virtually indestructible and built to withstand whatever Mother Nature throws at them. Here's the game plan when the power goes out. Don't waste a second. Start by transferring every single item from your freezer into these robust tubs. I'm talking about everything: steaks, frozen veggies, your stash of ice cream, the whole shebang. Once packed, these tubs will be your portable freezer. Now, here's the genius part. Take those tubs and place them outside in the snow. Yep, you heard me. Utilize that free natural freezer right outside your door. But here's the catch: make sure they're in a secure spot, away from hungry critters looking for an easy feast. The last thing you need is to find a raccoon party in your frozen goods. Secure those lids tight. Maybe throw a heavy weight on top, like a brick or a rock, to keep out the unwanted guests. This setup is foolproof because the cold winter air and snow will maintain your food's frozen state, buying you precious time until the power is back on. Why does this work so well? Because during winter, the outdoors might actually be colder than your freezer before the outage. Think about it, it's like having an extra freezer in your backyard without paying a dime more in electricity. This method isn't just about saving food, it's about stretching your resources and being prepared when the unexpected hits. Here's the bottom line: don't wait for the power to go out before you act. Get yourself a couple of these Rubbermaid tubs now. They're not just for food, their durability makes them useful for storing anything you want to keep safe and dry. But when it comes to power outages, they are a game changer for preserving your frozen goods. It's all about being proactive. If you've got these tubs ready to go, you'll be miles ahead when the lights go out and everyone else is scrambling. So take this advice and run with it. Make sure you're set up before the storm rolls in, because let's face it, losing your frozen food isn't just a waste, it's a disaster. Rubbermaid tubs are your ticket to peace of mind and a well-preserved pantry the next time the power decides to take a break. Be smart, be prepared, and make these tubs a part of your power outage survival kit. 3. A battery-operated headlamp isn't just a nice-to-have during a power outage, it's an essential. If you haven't added one to your emergency kit yet, you're setting yourself up for frustration, maybe even danger. Picture this: the power's out, darkness engulfs your home, and you're trying to manage a task or simply navigate your way around. Are you seriously going to juggle a flashlight in one hand while fumbling with your other to get things done? Not on my watch. With a headlamp, you get the luxury of having both hands free to tackle whatever chaos the blackout throws your way. Do yourself a favor and grab a reliable, battery-operated headlamp. Don't skimp here, go for something that's durable, bright, and long-lasting, like the Energizer-LED headlamp. This little beast cranks out a whopping 400 lumens of light. Yes, you heard that right, minus 400 lumens. That's more than enough to light up an entire room, or even your backyard if you need to venture outside at night. But how does it feel when you're wearing it? Comfort is key, and this headlamp doesn't disappoint. Strap it on, adjust it to your liking, and soon enough, you'll forget it's even there. Meanwhile, you're free to move, work, and explore, with a beam of light following your every glance. It's like having a spotlight wherever your eyes take you, and trust me, that's a game changer in a blackout. Now, let's talk about staying power. This headlamp runs on a couple of AA batteries, and thanks to Energizer's stellar battery life, you can count on it to last for hours, if not days. And when the lights go out, reliable light isn't just a convenience, it's a necessity. You don't want to be halfway through an urgent repair, like checking your generator or resetting a circuit breaker, only for your light to die on you. That's a non-issue with this headlamp. It's not just about making life easier either. It's about safety. Whether you're cooking, fixing something, or simply trying to walk around without banging your shin on the coffee table, a headlamp provides the visibility you need. It's like having your own personal lighthouse guiding you through the storm. Forget about the old routine of clenching a flashlight between your teeth. That's a thing of the past with a headlamp. And here's the kicker: once you experience the freedom and functionality a headlamp provides, you'll wonder how you ever managed without one. It makes everything smoother, safer, and crucially, hands-free. So get ahead of the game and make sure a battery-operated headlamp is part of your power outage preparedness kit. All right, folks, let's talk about staying warm when winter decides to show its nastiest side. If you're living anywhere that feels the chill, you need to get yourself a big buddy heater. I'm not exaggerating when I say this portable propane heater could be your #1 ally during a winter power outage. Picture this: your regular heat is gone, snowstorm raging outside, and your once cozy living room has turned into an icebox. Enter the Big Buddy heater, ready to transform that freezing space into a warm haven. I'm going to be blunt here: if the power cuts out midwinter, you'll be thanking every lucky star you own this heater. The Big Buddy heater is a powerhouse designed to heat up to 450 square feet. That's right, it's more than capable of warming not just your living room, but also the kitchen, or even an adjoining room if you play your cards right. And here's the kicker: it's not only for emergencies. Use it in your garage, cabin, or at a chilly outdoor event. But when the lights go out, this heater could literally save your life. Forget about relying on electricity. This beast runs on propane, so it's always ready to deliver heat when you need it most. Just hook it up to a propane tank, and boom, you've got instant, reliable heat. And don't think it's just blowing some lukewarm air. Oh no, the Big Buddy heater pumps out an impressive 18,000 BTUs. That's like sitting by a roaring fire, even when it's freezing outside. With multiple heat settings, crank it up when it's frigid, or dial it down to maintain a cozy warmth. It's like having your own personal furnace while the world outside freezes over. Now, I know some of you are worried about safety. Isn't it risky to use indoors, you ask? Let me clear that up. The Big Buddy heater is engineered with your safety in mind. It's got a low oxygen sensor and an automatic shoot-off if it tips over. Just make sure you're using it in a well-ventilated space, and you're golden. That's peace of mind right there, folks. And let's not overlook the ease of use. You can connect it to a simple 1-pound propane cylinder, or if you're smart about prepping, grab an adapter hose and hook it up to a larger 20-pound propane tank, like the ones you use for your BBQ grill. With a big tank, you're set for days of continuous heat. Imagine that when everyone else is shivering, you're snug and warm like a hibernating bear. So here's the deal: don't wait until you're caught in the cold to realize you need a Big Buddy heater. Add it to your emergency kit now. When winter storms hit and power outages strike, you'll be the one sitting in a warm, toasty home feeling like a survival genius. Get one, and thank me later. If you don't have a portable power bank in your emergency arsenal, you're playing with fire. No exaggeration here, this little gadget is the difference between staying connected and being cut off from the world when the power craps out. Think about it: when the lights go out, your phone isn't just a communication device, it's your lifeline. Checking weather updates, staying informed on the latest news, and keeping in touch with friends and family all hinge on that battery life. But let's face it, your phone's not holding out for long without a recharge. Enter the portable power bank, your knight in shining armor during a blackout. I'm talking about something like the Anchor Power Core, a lifesaver in a compact package. This isn't just a one-time charge deal. Some of these bad boys can juice up your smartphone 5 to 7 times before they even need a pit stop themselves. That's days of power, folks. When the grid's down and out, having a fully charged phone feels like carrying a slice of civilization in your pocket. But don't stop at just your phone. These power banks can charge tablets, laptops, portable lights, and even small appliances. Need to run a USB fan for some ventilation? Done. Charge a battery-powered lantern to keep the darkness at bay? Easy. In a power outage while everyone else is panicking, you've got the juice to stay comfortable and connected. Here's the kicker: don't go cheap on this. Opt for a power bank with high capacity 20,000 mAh or more. The bigger, the better. You want something that's going to see you through days of use, not just a few hours. These power banks are usually compact, like seriously pocket-sized. They're perfect for slipping into a bag or coat pocket, ready to power up your devices whenever, wherever. And the cherry on top, some models come with built-in solar charging. How cool is that? It's like having your own little renewable energy source right in your back pocket. Pre-charge them ahead of time so you're not scrambling when the outage hits. So here's the bottom line: make a power bank a priority in your winter outage kit. You don't want to be the person left in the digital dark ages while everyone else is staying informed and in touch. This isn't just about surviving a power outage, it's about thriving through it with the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're prepared for whatever winter throws your way. Get ahead of the storm and grab yourself a portable power bank. You'll thank yourself when the skies turn gray and the lights go out. Preparing for a winter power outage doesn't just mean having extra blankets and candles on hand. It's about equipping your home with essential tools that ensure warmth, connectivity, and safety when you're suddenly cut off from your usual comforts. From heavy-duty heaters like the Big Buddy to life-saving gadgets such as a high-capacity portable power bank, these items serve as your front line against the biting cold and isolation of a blackout. Prioritize these 8 items, ensuring each serves a specific function, and your next winter outage could transform from a stressful experience into a manageable and even comfortable one. Plan ahead, gather the right gear, and face winter head-on with confidence and peace of mind.